This next section is entitled Future Gazing. Tap into the magic of your future. Wouldn't it be incredible if you could read the future? And I want to tell you something about this individual. First off, just my experience with Cynthia Stott, the next speaker, is the fact that she is a phenomenal woman. She holds space for a lot of people, and she is a global visibility expert, best-selling author, and the creator of the Global Empowerment Summit, Shape Your Destiny. Cynthia specializes in guiding mission-driven entrepreneurs to reach the people they're meant to serve most. She also has had 18 years of a successful career at the Federal Reserve Bank. That does a little bit with money here. That's in San Francisco, as a consumer protection bank examiner. And she believes that your people are waiting for you. In fact, they are praying for someone just like you, with your background, passions, and even your hurts and wounds. You are the answer to their prayers. If you have a calling, then you have people calling you forward. And she's going to go ahead and help you tap into and actually see who is calling you and how you can serve them in ways that you have not been able to imagine yet. Get ready to tap into the holiday magic and your future. Let's go ahead and give a big round of applause for Cynthia Stott.
Thank you, Jim. Fabulous MC. Your people are waiting for you, for your legacy message and gift. And I believe when you tap into your heart, no matter what you're doing, you make a difference in this world. And I know many of you want to make a difference. So raise your hand if you want to make a difference in this world, whatever that is for you. Awesome. That's the world I want to live in, where we're all doing our passion work and our purpose work. And when I worked at the Federal Reserve for 18 years, I was a discrimination examiner. And I could smell the discrimination in auto lending, but I could not prove it because our samples were too small. And so I have degrees in statistics and economics, and pulled out my student T distribution, made a spreadsheet, and literally changed the world. But I didn't even know that for 10 years. I knew I made a difference in 2 banks because we took them to the Department of Justice. And they had to change the way that they were doing business. But 10 years later, I was having dinner with a client who is an attorney for the auto dealership industry. And somehow I mentioned my little spreadsheet. And she said, "So you're responsible for all this?" I went, "What are you talking about?" You changed the way banks and auto dealerships do lending, because now the auto dealerships are indemnified. And she said, "I want your spreadsheet." I said, "You can't have my spreadsheet, but I can tell you they are discriminating, and I can help you teach them how not to and still make money." Because I believe we can all have our dreams if we follow our passion. Some of you might have seen I have a little something that I put on the stage. My goddess wand. And this is a real wand. It's crystal, and it amplifies my energy in my hands. And so we're gonna do a little magic today, because this is holiday magic. Do you want some magic today? Yeah. Woohoo! Would you like to see a future for yourself that maybe you never even imagined before? Yeah, so we're going to do that today. So first, I want to take you on a journey. So imagine you're on the stage. Many of you are speakers or want to be speakers. You're on the stage, and in front of you is 300 or 400 people. And you're making an offer. And you're nervous about that, right? Because the offer part is the hardest part of the speech, because it's, will you make that next step with me? And your offer is for $50,000 per person. And you're terrified, but you look at your audience and they're excited. They're waving their arms and they want to sign up. And you're passing out your offer sheet. And you read that offer sheet and you find out what you're offering your people for $50,000 that they're saying yes to. Point by point by point. And it's recorded so you don't have to take notes. This was my client in her future gazing. In fact, when she said $50,000, she was so, couldn't get out of her mouth. I didn't know if it was $15,000 or $50,000. And she said, that's too much. I said, breathe, relax, and look at your audience. And that was their response. And her immediate step, because it's one thing to vision it, it's one thing to imagine it and dream it, but to put your foot on the ground, like Rebecca was saying, and take action, that makes the difference. Immediately, she gave herself a $500 raise. She was charging less than $2,000. Then she went to $8,000, then $10,000. Now she's at $15,000. And I keep reminding her, go back to that recording where you read point by point what you were offering your people for $50,000, and they were excited to sign up. So many of my people have seen themselves doing TED Talks. One person, she heard her inner voice say, you have everything you need for your TED Talk. Another one was on stage doing a TED Talk, and then you could see the views, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, going to 5 million views. So let's bring it into real world. One of my clients, she had an event sort of like this. She spent $4,000 because, it's expensive to run events. And it took her 6 months to make that money up. That was before she worked with me. When she worked with me, she spent $5,000 because prices had gone up. And she made that money on day one, plus $60,000. 2 months later, she had made $120,000 from that event. Checked in with her this year. She used the same methods, had about the same number of people, but she was feeling better about herself, so she doubled her prices. And that's scary, right? When you double your prices, you're afraid half the people are going to leave. They didn't. She made $240,000, works 15 hours a week, and took the summer off to be with her kids. Yeah. So when I was a consumer protection examiner, we knew the 2 things that could build wealth: home ownership, real estate, and owning your own business. And that's what we focused on. And many in our community talk about, I want a 6-figure business. Oh my gosh, that's so fabulous. Well, in the government, you haven't grown up from being a baby business until you have $1 million in annual revenues. Anything less than that, you are a small business. Can you guess the percentage of women that own businesses that are not small? Yes. 2%, yes. And I want to change that. Do you want to change that? Yeah. Absolutely. Because money is power, energy, and love. And with that kind of power and energy and love behind you, what will you create? And what I've found in these future gazings, when we tap into your heart and soul, they have big visions. Some people think big visions are for egos. Small, comfortable visions are for egos. Big visions are for souls. And I'm here to help bring the power of money to the power of the soul. And I know this about women and beautiful men that we have in the room, amazing men. But women, we have more endurance. Just biologically, we live longer, we can endure more. If you have a woman doctor, what happens? You probably have a better survival rate. And stockholders know that when women serve on boards, what happens? The bottom line is up. So I'm here to say your bottom line is going up. And to tap into that deepest part of yourself is scary. It's pretty scary. When that big vision comes, when my client was like, oh, it's too much, it's too much, it's too much. But it wasn't. It wasn't for her heart and soul, and it wasn't for her people. And I'm not saying that every program should be $50,000, and I would hope that when she does charge $50,000, that it is to the appropriate people that can handle that and utilize that to make $500,000 and $5 million. Because it's not about greed, it's about passion and compassion and love. And I know that love is the most powerful force in the universe. What I've found with my people is that they see these amazing things in the future gazing, but then they're stymied by it, and it's hard to take that next step. Even if in our future gazing you're given first and last names of two people that can bring people to your events, which has happened, they tend to not take that next step. In fact, one of my clients, she wasn't even sure if she could get pregnant, and she wanted to have a baby. And in her future gazing, she was a much older woman with children and grandchildren. And as that older woman, she watched herself on a DVD, a little older than she was in real life at the time, receiving a Nobel Prize. And that was enough for her. It's a Nobel Prize. And I said, for what? What did you do that led you to that? Who did you help? And she said, women in foreign countries trapped in human trafficking. And when she came to her coaching session, she was all ready to just move on with the thing that she was doing before the future gazing and just move forward with her program, and which is great and awesome. And I said, what about human trafficking? What about your Nobel Peace Prize? What about the women that you have an opportunity to support? And she said, wow, what can I do about it now? And we came up with a plan for how she could use her current program she was working on to craft it for those women that were going to come to her, and ways that we could get that paid for. Because it's not just about the vision and the rah-rah and we're here today and it's fabulous. It's about Monday. What step do I take? What phone call do I make? How do I decide what networking event to go to? How do I decide what program to offer? These action steps to take you from that expert to that influencer. As Rebecca was saying, it's about influence. Who will you touch when you really share your message? So are you ready for future gazing? Okay, so put your feet on the ground as best. Uncross your ankles. And feel your body in the chair. You can close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. And let's just breathe together. Breathing in and out. Like a sigh, and maybe you're going to yawn. Breathing in and out. Yeah. Relax. You might wiggle your body a little bit. Relax your shoulders. Breathing in and out. Relax your face and eyes, nose and mouth. Arms, elbows, wrists, and hands. Relax your back all the way down your spine to your sacrum and tailbone. Relax your chest, breathe into your chest, and out through your feet. Feel your belly, hips, thighs, knees, and feet. And now you can place one or two hands on your heart and sincerely ask your heart, what is most important for me to know right now? What is most important for me to know right now? And breathe in and out. I'll pause here in silence. And now ask, who is waiting for me? Who are my people? Who is waiting for me? And now a really powerful question, and it can be shocking, so just breathe when you hear it. And know you don't have to do this tomorrow or next Tuesday, but you can take a step. Here's the question. What is possible for me that I never imagined before? What is possible for me that I never imagined before? And a final question, same as the first. What is most important for me to know right now? What is most important for me to know right now? And breathing in and out. Ah. Breathing in and out. Ah. Breathing in and out. Ah. Slowly open your eyes and look around the room for any green color or any other color that will bring you back to the here and the now. And I'm wearing green today, that's interesting. Because I usually use green as the color to bring you back. And maybe you had an experience. Some people are touched by tears in just a few minutes. Or maybe you felt nothing at all, maybe you fell asleep. And I was absolutely the worst meditation student there was, and I would always fall asleep. But what I found, that it was like anesthesia, where my guides were knocking me out so that they could give me even deeper information. So even when you sleep during it, it's powerful. And I have a little disclosure because I had one woman almost fall off a chair. So I usually work over the phone so that you can lay down on your bed or a couch or the floor and be fully safe. So here's the thing. I believe that the freedom of choice and free will is the most fundamental law in the universe. In fact, it is more of a law than gravity. Because much of our universe, there is gravity, but it's a vacuum, so it doesn't really matter much. You can float in space. So it's your choice and your decision that make the difference. Because when you decide to move forward, even if there's nothing beneath you, trusting your heart, that is when the world, the universe, moves for you. Thank you.
Are you a speaker looking to reach more people with your message? You have a global vision that you want to touch the world and make a global difference. If so, I have an amazing opportunity for you. It's called the Speaker Talent Search. Again, that's the speakertalentsearch.com. You'll find all the details, but here are the highlights. With one application process, you get clarity on your message. You get to fine-tune how you want to reach the world. Then you'll have everything ready in one place for the opportunities when they come. Second, we select you as a finalist. You get to come in and audition with a 7-minute audition, open up the door to hundreds of speaking opportunities. I hope you lean in. I hope you say yes. We would love to hear your message. Help you touch the world powerfully. Again, that's the speakertalentsearch.com. We look forward to hearing your powerful message. Hi, I'm Rebecca Hallgreiter, and I'm the producer of the Empowered Connections TV channel. And I wanted to personally invite you to come on over, enjoy our amazing shows. We are all about empowering women. We're all about transforming lives. We're empowering men to really step out and be all they can be. We are looking for programming and shows to bring things to the next level. So if you are somebody that feels a show birthing within you, you have a calling to bring your show to life and touch the world, please reach out to me. I'd love to have a conversation with you. We are launching new programs and shows every week, every month, because we're going to change the world. I look forward to talking to you.